All right, we're about to begin round one here of Up versus Chief. It's the WCL3 Sweet 16 round. Top 16 clans going at it right here. Do you know what are the seed positions of these two teams? Give us a quick recap
Just a
there.
second, and I will tell you. Up was our number 6 seed overall, and Chief is our number 11 seed overall. Up is the second highest seeded European team. And they are, to be quite honest, probably the European team that has a lot of teams the most nervous. These are the guys who used to be RC, who used to be Korn. They are routinely the best Russian team that we see. So we'll see if that holds true this time. They're not the only Russian team left.
Really quickly, guys. Pat, would you like to go down Up's tank selection?
Yes. Up is running an AMX 13105, a T62A, 3 bat chats, and 2 IS7s.
And Weasel, would you do Chief for us, please?
Chief's coming out with an STRV, which they've put in that back corner over there on the left. They've got a bat chat 25T, 3 IS7s, and 2 T57 heavies. You can see Chiefs here piled up on the corner of the hill here, and Up has managed to get themselves up. They put a little bit of cap pressure with their light tank, and they're holding that gut. Chief is trying to push around the corner here. Focus firing on Coastward Spy and Patriarch.
Here come Up's bat chats. We'll see how far they commit here.
They're going to stay on the hill and put out some damage, but they peeled off a little bit. They're trying to suck in IB Stux with a kill shot.
Morgenstern is getting worked over. That T57 is working on him. T57 now is reloading.
The damage is so even here. 2 kills for each team.
Yes, this is actually surprisingly even. Now, to give a background, Chief is one of those teams that when they first started, people expected them to be solid, but wasn't sure how solid. As the season's gone along, it looks like they've gotten better. And I'm curious to see just how far they're going to go. If they can make it past Up, this would be make things really interesting for them. Now, Up, on the other hand, if they win today, they've got some definite tough teams to play next week as well.
Chief here taking the lead. They're up.
Yes.
1 tank. They're up. Well, they're not up in damage percentage, but it's very even. But they've got the map position, I would say. They control the cap circle right now. And controlling the cap circle with an extra tank, so if it comes down to time frame, they take the win. Correct, it is still tiebreaker rules is tanks remaining, correct?
Most kills, yep.
Now Alski is loaded, and I would assume we're going to see a flank from him here in a second from the left side on the GH line.
Well, I'm noticing all of the Up players are playing autoloaders, right? So that really makes this interesting. And I'm curious why they chose that 13105 over another bat chat.
The only thing I could say is view range and camo it has, but that's not... I wouldn't have taken that advantage on a map like Cliff.
Chief is definitely hunkering in. They're gonna, clock is getting low. Oh, there we go. We've got a partial
fire.
no fire extinguisher. Oh, okay.
Oh, it went out.
All right.
It's just a manual. There it goes again.
Now, though. That's a 3-shot kill. That was a really good by Alexei. Dirt Rider's a 1-shot. Will Alexei finish him? Oh, he missed the shot. Somebody else got him, though.
Got him from up top.
Suddenly, Chief is in trouble.
Yeah.
That was a really well-coordinated push there by 4 autoloaders.
Up took up positions in 4 different locations of the map and then unloaded the crossfire.
Yep, crossfire. That was brutal.
They reset the base. That fire though, that double fire that they put on
Oh yeah.
on the IS-7 was definitely RNG saying, "No way,
That
Chief.
broke it wide
No
open.
way." And there you have
Well
it.
played by Up. It was a neck and neck start, but Up definitely finished strong on that one.
Up takes the lead from the first game there. They lead the series now 1-0. They had their 3 bat chats and the 13105 remaining alive at the end of that battle. Exawa, I don't know how to pronounce their names. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how he pronounces it either.
He leads the game for his team in damage with 3,200. But if you look over on the Chiefs side, their Sturv managed to get 4,200 damage. So big game from the Sturv over there in the top on that top hill corner that he was positioned. 13 shots fired, 12 hits,
I'm
and
actually
11
amazed
pens.
at just how much damage he got in. Yeah.
It's a great spot.
I'll have to take a closer look at that spot in my own play.
Getting ready for round 2. Up in the lead, 1 game to nothing.
And this time Up brings, let's see, a slightly different lineup. They've got their 13105 again, along with an STB1, an E50M, and then 2 bat chats and 2 IS7s. Would you like to read off what Chief is bringing?
Chiefs coming out with double E4s, taking advantage of the no limit rules there with 2 TDs that are the same. They've got 2 bat chats and 3 IS7s. Chiefs in the red, Ups in the blue. Let's get this battle going.
So now Chief's setup here, that's a setup that I've seen before from various teams or something very close to it. It's a pretty traditional and fairly solid setup. Up's setup is, I would say, the more interesting setup, just in the variety. Like, what do they have in mind for that STB1 and E50M?
Chiefs pushed into this cut here in the gut.
Looks like the mediums have gone up top.
Taking
Just like last time, Up makes sure they seal the high ground on this map. Chief doesn't seem to be so worried about that. They're focused on taking what site.
Foxhound's got in position here to get the early spot on anyone trying to do a flank, but with 4 medium tanks ready to do a flank push, I don't know if there's much he'll be able to do about it. Other than
I'm
say,
curious
hey, they're
if
coming.
Chief has spotted Alexei, but how many of the other ones up there have been spotted? Does Chief know they have an overmatch down low? I don't know.
I think they're guessing it because it looks like a push is happening. Here they go, around the corner, coastward.
Yeah, it's a double push. The mediums are coming down on top too. We'll see who can be more aggressive in their pushes here. Chief
Rated M definitely seems to be ignoring the IS-7 of Rise Morgenstern.
Those mediums for Up are way out of the battle right now. They gotta come in.
Yeah, they do seem to be caught out of position. Chief's bat chats rotated fast enough to keep it from getting an immediate, but then even okay, so just like that, well played by the Up bat chats.
Up is still leading this battle hugely, even though it looked like Chief had the better push going on.
Yeah, they turned it around once they got their mediums up into the fight. I saw the clip potential of those bat chats. I'm surprised Morgenstern is still alive down there. There it goes, too quick.
Foxhound's on a reload. He's trying to stay away from Versus. Versus is dropping down the hill. Foxhound doesn't have a shot yet for him. He goes down and starts the reload prematurely as soon as he gets the kill.
Ouch.
You can see Alex,
okay, well, it looks
Alex and Prosto are both on reloads. So
the STB1 and the E50 are the only ones with sustained firepower right now, but Alexei's just about done with his reload.
ammo rack on.
Oh, STB takes, yeah, big hit. Those 3 IS-7s working in tight formation like that can be deadly, but looks like they're getting flanked. Ooh, Versus got racked. He's down to a one-shot. Yeah.
Up coming in with the bat, or
Chief,
E50 and a bat chat. Sorry,
Yep.
it's not two bat chats.
E50 is got full health still, so that's gonna be a big piece of this puzzle.
They're focusing, showing. He goes down.
Yep.
And
now it should be clean up.
is all that remains.
You know, I give Chief credit. Once they were down to the 3 IS-7s, they did a good job sticking together, trying to concentrate and focus best they could. It's just really tough with heavy tanks when you've got those light and medium tanks just mobile and all around you.
Good damage spread on the upside. Everybody breaking 1,000 damage.
Yep, Petrier 177 just barely taking the lead there, 3,000 in his STB1.
It's interesting seeing the STB1 as the damage leader.
Yes, good DPM on that tank, but don't see that too often. And away we go.
Going into round 3. Up took both rounds on Chief's map choice, Cliff. They won on the north and south side of that map.
Yes.
Now Up gets their map pick, and they've chosen Sand River.
And we have some interesting new tank choices. Up is bringing an E50M, 3 bat chats, 2 IS-7s, and a 113.
Which, by the way, is on screen right now with a 3-star mark. So congratulations for the 3-star mark on
I
your
noticed that as well.
Chief is coming out with 3 bat chats, 2 IS-7s, and 2 chieftains. Up going straight for the center area here. They're moving into the ditch. They are on a mission. They know where they're going. Right off the start, they were just beelining it for their position. 2 IS-7s are staying in the back in the dune area. Let's fly over here to Chiefs. They've sent their 2 bat chats into the southern dunes. See them.
This could be dangerous for Chief. If those bat chats get cornered over there, they're going to be outgunned.
It looks like that's going to
The
happen.
E50 is spotted.
Meantime,
That
I'll
was
show
bat
you.
chat.
The other
Most
side of the
Chief
coin
tanks have
is
taken
those
the
2
center hill.
IS-7s are also vulnerable. Each team has got a couple of tanks out there that are vulnerable to a push.
Yep, Rated is getting hit. He avoided getting tracked there very narrowly. Serpentine, serpentine, you can see the tracks in the sand.
Yeah.
He gets away with very minimal damage. That could have gone very bad for him, but...
Yeah, well, Prosto took a couple of hits in return, so that trade actually worked out in Chief's favor.
Foxhound was able to stay undetected, stationary, farther back.
Morgenstern takes a hit.
Damage out.
Another. Oh, the bat chats caught the IS-7s in a crossfire from across the map. Foxhound has taken some punishment now, though.
Yeah, Up is really putting the push in on these bat chats. They want to get at least one of them out of the game.
Yes, and there goes Rated. Rated M. Okay, the IS-7s are getting pushed on full force here. Looks like we're going to have 2 chieftains and an IS-7 against 2 IS-7s. I'm actually surprised that other chieftain isn't coming over to join the push.
Rotate the camera here and you'll see we're fighting on a little bit of a dune here. It looks like they have straight shots on each other, guys, but they really don't.
That's right, and the chieftains have the advantage in that kind of a duel. Their gun depression and turret set up for that.
Sometimes you as viewers, you're watching the sky cam like this, and you're like, why aren't they shooting each other? You don't realize that there's a bit of a
So
goal
Up
battle.
has the first tank kill, but damage-wise, they are still neck and neck, trading shot for shot. There we go. Now Chief is pulling ahead a little bit, but they lost another tank. Yeah.
I'm really surprised to see that those bat chats on the Chief were not pushing or
2 and
doing
2.
anything to help when they were fully loaded.
You know, sometimes our display is inaccurate on the reloads on those, so they might have actually still been in reload.
Dirt Diver's upside down here. Poor Dirt Rider, sorry. Foxhound comes over and does a
It looks
little
like
nifty.
Up is pulling ahead on the damage, but the guns are still equal. This has gone back and forth. This has been a really close fight.
Oh, Chief lost their 2 IS-7s in the middle. That could be the seal on the deal. It's been close every round, and it's come down to a trade
those
like
bat
that.
chats look reloaded, though. Will they be able to capitalize on it? Yep, he's shooting now. He missed first shot. Second, Alexei just dodged 2 shots. That hurts. That means Dirt Rider's only got 3 left. Foxhound is reloading now.
Narrowly misses getting hit there.
Dirt Rider's going to try to put one into Petrier. He decides the better of it.
See, the 2 Chief bat chats here do not have much real estate. They're up in the corner of this map here. They don't have much real estate to move.
Yep. The only good thing about that position is once they're both reloaded, they can choose to come down and overmatch Exawa, because he is solo over there.
Yeah, no single tank can come and get them. Definitely have to coordinate.
Oh, interesting. See what Up is doing here. They climbed up on top of that hill. Don't see that very often. That way they could shoot down to support Exawa if he needed it. That was a very smart move. They ended up not needing it, but it was still a very smart precautionary move. Ooh, Dirt Rider takes a couple shots. He's going to get rammed by Petrier, I bet.
Comes.
Yep,
Wham! Chisel tip for 764.
Way to finish Up. That was...
Way to finish up.
You know, once again, this is a battle that started out neck and neck, but Up just seems to be able to pull the finish together a little bit more cleanly than Chief.
What do we got here? We've got the E50M taking the damage lead. That chisel tip kill at the end, or ram at the end, was what put him over the edge with 3,700.
It was.
Versus in the bad chat getting
right
2 kills, and he's right behind with 3,600. Over on Chief's side, only one of their tanks, Boxhound, in the bat chat, breaking 2,000 damage, coming just shy of 2,500.
You know, an interesting thing I'm seeing here is Alexei, even though he survived in his bat chat, he only got 2 hits in, 2 pens in, which is really unusual. That's just an odd footnote.
We all love your footnotes, Pat.
I just have one of those minds that looks at the odd things like that. Patterns, things that differ from the pattern stand out to me.
We have up 3 games to none going into game 4 in the final match here on Sand River.
Yep, and we have Up this time bringing a T100 LT, along with 2 bat chats, 2 IS-7s, and 2 113s.
I love seeing that T100.
That's a really interesting setup by Up. You want to read off Chief's setup there?
Go ahead, Duck.
Okay, with the Chiefs, we have a lot of bat chats. We have 5 bat chats and 2 chieftains.
I gave you the
Yes, a
the
very
easiest
interesting
loadout.
setup. Well, the 5 bat chats gives them an amazing mobility and burst damage, and the chieftains have really good DPM. And X-rated, or rated M, I mean, takes an early hit from the T100 LT.
T100 LT has come here. Versus has taken center of the map. He's gotten some aggressive spots going on. He's managed. He's
Now that was a
undetected right
lucky
now.
hit. He was detected earlier, but he has gone stealth again. Yes. But for the viewers that don't know, the T100 LT has a .46 accuracy. That's the same as the IS-6. And yet he snapshotted that shot into that bat chat on the move at what looked like about 200, 250 meter range. That's a
On the
Russian accuracy
upside,
for you.
we have 2 113s, 2 IS-7s, 2 bat chats, and a T100 LT.
Yes, we had done that, but that's okay.
No problem. I didn't hear it. I was focused on moderating and got caught off guard, but thank you.
Yep,
Sorry, guys.
no problem.
Both teams move into the south corner of this map. Versus gets ammo
Yes, it's
racked.
very different. And both team has 2 heavies vying for the center of the map, which is, in pubs, that's the key position on this map. I've had some great games from that center position.
Now Chief's going to be able to put some cross-map shots here on 2 heavies of up. But the same's going to happen the other way.
Yes, those chieftains are going to have to watch their flank.
Mediums have to keep each other busy to make sure that they can't sit there and farm that damage from across. And up
Ooh, the
is
chieftains are
chasing away
taking
the
a few.
chief mediums.
Yes, the bat
Now-
chats decided they didn't want to play that game.
But now, the problem with doing that, and you saw
there
it
the
happen
chieftains are
very,
down.
very quickly, as soon as the chief mediums ran, that free damage was given from across the map at the chief's heavies.
Yep. Now, up is in the controlling position.
This is the most dominant round I've seen out of this series so far.
Yes.
Up is
Yes, well, you can tell
commanding
that
it
Chief
huge.
tried something different in order to try and shake things up, see if they can get a win. The issue, I'd be curious to know what the caller said in Chief, because they had that moment of decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they made that call to pull back and give that field position to up, that left those chieftains hanging out. I'm curious if he was aware of that when he made that call, or, you know, just what was the decision making there. I think that was the key.
It was funny
right
how
there.
I was literally just pointing it out that if these mediums are left like both sides had the same positioning. If either side had the mediums unchecked, they'd be able to farm free damage at the opposing team's heavies, and then Chief ran, and up was given that free damage.
Yep, just as you indicated.
Foxhound
So with
going
that-
for this upper corner here. He's going to finish the battle off in the same position that they finished it off in last round. It's inevitable
gut
that he'll definitely
feeling, yeah. My gut feeling here is that the difference was team confidence, right? When they got to that moment of decision where the mediums on both sides had to make the call, push or run, the up said push and Chief said run, and I think that was just all a matter of confidence as a team.
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating playing up against a team like up.
Oh yeah,
Chief is a
I've
very,
gone
very
head-to-head
good team,
against
but
PG back in the old days, and I remember just how stressful that was.
all right, so
Prosto takes top.
there he is with 3,500.
3,500.
9 shots landed
that was-
out of 10 with all 9 penning.
Okay, now this is where Chief, this is the reason we designed the best of 9s like this, is because now even though Chief is down 4 games to nothing, they get the next map and spawn pick. So they get to dig deep and say, okay, what's, based on what we've seen here from up, what is our best bet? What is our map and strat that we think will work best against these guys?
So how
Pull
does
it out
that work?
see.
And we
What is the official
are
ruling
going
on
to
who gets to pick the
Moravanka.
3rd map?
They're same as the first, so Chief in this case.
Okay.
It rotates back and forth.
I thought maybe the score had something to do with it. Like the
No.
trailing team gets the pick or something odd.
Nope. Whoever picks the map picks the first spawn. And so north spawn on Murovanka is the left side, which they're already on, I believe.
So here we go. Chief has picked Murovanka for the round 5. Up is winning the series 4-0. So Chief has got their back against the rope here. They're in a do or die scenario. They've got to win back-to-back on Murovanka, then on Up's map selection, and then yet again win on Ghost Town. So Up has got a very handy position here.
So before we read off the tanks, I want to give an announcement to everybody. Just got a message from Hell's Cat. He is back from surgery, and he said everything went well. He has to rest and can't talk for a while, but everything went well, and he's hopeful that everything will heal up in time. So
it's good to hear that report from Hell's Cat. I know he does so much for the community of World of Tanks, so it'll be good to have him back.
Yep. Okay, now back to the action. Chief brought out 4 bat chats, 2 IS-7s, and a 113. They decided to give that 113 a try.
Up has gone straight through the forest, the right side of the map, with 3 bat chats, 2 IS-7s. They brought out a 215B, which is new, and a 113 again.
Yes.
But Up has yet again, every single round so far, we've seen them a lot more mobile than Chief. They've really been circling the map a lot. Like they don't just take the direct route to base. They go the long way around, and they get a lot of map control out of it.
However, that 215B is definitely the slowest tank in this battle. That's an unusual choice. Now, the strategy I'm seeing here, this is something I've seen quite a bit on this map, where instead of going north-south down the 2 line, you'll get a team that will swing wide like that, wait for the other team to get in the cap, and then just kind of envelop and crossfire. It's a dangerous tactic because you risk having one flank or the other caught off guard and overmatched. But if you're a good enough team and you know how to play that and back each other up and keep that from happening, it can pay off.
They're definitely working the crossfire in. I just saw a nice shot come in from Versus.
Yeah, Chief is really focusing the 215B.
I'm going to mute for a minute, guys. I got something to attend to.
So Up has got to get Versus has got to get into the game here with his bat chat from the north, and you'll probably see the 2 bat chats from the south make a push at the same time.
Still a very close game, with about 69 to 66% hit points on both sides.
Rated is moving in here on Versus though, and Versus, I believe, does not have enough shots in the magazine.
And Versus does go down.
Chief is up.
But we got the bat chats on the right side flanking Dirt Rider.
Frosto
still very close.
Low on health. If he goes down, that's another another tank lead for Chief. For Chief.
Chief are holding on by the grit of their teeth. We might go into game 6.
Down goes
Chief
another
does
tank
have an advantage here.
But it's still
Score
too close to call.
For the viewers, we just got our results from the AVM Optomine versus OMX series. AVM, the other Russian team that's still in the event, cleaned up 5-0 against OMX. Now, to remind everybody, OMX was the team that defeated Immortals last week. So,
wow.
We may have two very good Russian teams in this
Whose channel
event.
can the viewers go over to see that on, both on Twitch and YouTube?
Well,
that was on Hell's
now,
Cat.
So.
On Wednesday Night Fights last week with the Chiefs against OMX.
No, I meant the...
whose channel was the one that's currently going on?
Oh, to watch the replay?
Yeah.
That would be... I have to go back and look, I don't remember.
Still
It was
very close
Ruskoff's
here,
channel
guys.
today,
Chief is
Yes,
not ready to go
4-3.
home.
Up
This is
is
going to be just down. Oh
holding
my goodness,
on.
3-2.
Wow.
This is going to
2
be
to
down to
2.
the last tank. It looks like.
2v2 and John Man in his 113 goes down. Alec goes onto a reload. Needed disc. If he can tell, he
Alexei's
leaves
a
him on a
one-shot.
sliver.
I don't want to be biased, but I have to say I'm shooting for Chief to take us to another game here.
You got to admit, yeah. I mean, when it's they fought so well this battle. This is so close.
We were too busy
Oh,
giving you
he's
the
actually- look at
update, and
that.
I thought that Chief had this one in the bag, but Up, while we were talking, Up made a comeback in this round here.
If
It's all
Chief is
we've
still
seen they
ahead
finish
in the hit
strong.
points.
Yes.
Yeah, but Alec here,
That
he's
auto
reloaded.
is
now.
almost reloaded.
He has to be careful though. If he can sneak one into that bat chat, then he can focus 1v1.
And it
Can
looks
he
like
get his
he's
turn
looking.
around fast enough?
Oh,
He misses!
Oh, he took the shot and missed.
oh, and that
was
could be the
shot.
game.
That will be the game, unfortunately. With the bat
no
chat putting
shot.
the shots in.
So close.
Man, that's
Chief,
unfortunate. I was really
great
hoping he would pull
effort.
that out.
Yeah,
Awesome
literally
effort.
that one shot. Had he been able to finish off that bat chat, he would have been one-on-one against the other IS-7 with a health advantage. That was so close. Great job, guys. Absolutely great job.
Alec in that
Oh my
bat chat
goodness.
was really the clutch there. 5 kills, 5,200 damage. He was really the one that pulled that game around.
Look at how close it was, though. Chief, 3 of the players on Chief broke 3,000 damage.
Wow.
Needle
2 of them
disc,
identical.
rated M, and showing Hades. Yeah, those 3 all. I mean, that was so close. I would say that's probably the closest battle I've seen yet in this event.
And we were too busy talking over
that I've
it.
personally watched. So, yeah, you can never predict those things, can you?
So Up takes that game, and they take the entire series, 5-0 against Chief. They will move on to the final 8 round. Is there a?
Now, viewers, don't go heading off yet. We don't know who their opponent's going to be yet. But viewers, don't go heading off. We're going to do a code giveaway now.
Yep. Well, just give me a moment here. But yeah, is there a coin term for the final 8? It's the Sweet 16. What's the coin term
Elite
you have?
8.
Elite 8. That's what I was looking for, Pat. So Up makes their way into the Elite 8, and we will finish these. There's 4 more battles to stream today on 4 different channels. Up next on this channel, we have UNL versus DP.